got 3 bullets in his heart before he hit the floor. Phooey, Wolf said coldly. And at least, I continued, he really meant it, whereas you were merely being childish and trying to show what a supersensitive gourmet you are. Shut up. Did you taste it? No. Do so. It's full of poison. I regarded him suspiciously. It was 10 to 1 he was stringing me, but after all there were a good many people who would have regarded the death of Nero Wolfe as a ray of sunshine in a dark world, and a few of them had made efforts to bring it about. I picked up the jar and a spoon, procured a morsel about the size of a pea, and put it in my mouth. A moment later I discreetly but hastily ejected it into my napkin, went to the kitchen and did some rinsing, returned to the dining room, and took a good large bite from a dill pickle. After the pickle's pungency had to some extent quieted the turmoil in my taste buds, I reached for the jar and smelled it again. "That's funny," I said. Wolf made a growling noise. "I mean," I continued hastily, "that I don't understand it. How could it be some fiend trying to poison you? I bought it at Bruegel's and brought it home myself, and I opened it, and I'd swear the lid hadn't been tampered with. But I don't blame you for spitting, even though I happen to be in the line of fire. If that's Tingley's idea of a rare exotic flavor to tempt the jaded appetite, that will do, Archie." Wolf put down his empty glass. I had never heard his tone more menacing. "I am not impressed by your failure to understand this abominable outrage. I might bring myself to tolerate it if some frightened or vindictive person shot me to death. But this is insupportable." He made the growling noise again. "My food. You know my attitude toward food." He aimed a rigid finger at the jar, and his voice trembled with ferocity. "Whoever put that in there is going to regret it." He said no more, and I concentrated on the beans and pickles and milk. When he had finished the cheese, he got up and left the room, taking the 3rd bottle of beer along. And when I was through, I cleared the table and went to the kitchen and washed up. Then I proceeded to the office. He had his mass deposited in the oversized chair behind his desk, and was leaning back with his eyes closed and a twist to his lips which showed that the beer descending his gullet had washed no wrath down with it. Without opening his eyes, he muttered at me, "Where's that jar?" "Right here." I put it on his desk. "Get Mr. Whipple at the laboratory." I sat at my desk and looked up the number and dialed it. When I told Wolf I had Whipple, he got himself upright and reached for his phone and spoke to it. "Mr. Whipple, this is Nero Wolfe. Good afternoon, sir. Can you do an analysis for me right away?" "I don't know. It's a glass jar containing a substance which I foolishly presumed to be edible." "I have no idea. Mr. Goodwin will take it down to you immediately." I was glad to have an errand that would take me away from that den of dejection for an hour or so, but something more immediate intervened. The doorbell rang, and since Fritz was out of commission, I went to answer it. Swinging the front door open, I found myself confronted by something pleasant. While she didn't reach the spectacular, and I'm not saying that I caught my breath, one comprehensive glance at her gave me the feeling that it was foolish to regard the world as an abode of affliction merely because Fritz had the grip. Her cheeks had soft in-curves, and her eyes were a kind of chartreuse, something the color of my bathroom walls upstairs. They looked worried. "Hello," I said enthusiastically. "Mr. Nero Wolfe?" she asked in a nice voice from west of Pittsburgh. "My name is Amy Duncan." I knew it was hopeless. With Wolfe in a state of mingled rage and despondency, and with the bank balance in a flourishing condition, if I had gone and told him that a good-looking girl named Duncan wanted to see